Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am the AYoN.
I'm Chibi Noob.
I'm Envy Jitters.
I'm CheerandCosplay.
And I'm Kozi.
And we're back with the last day of Spooky Month for Anime Yay or Nay, the last spooky season thing for the season. And, we've been taking a look at other Netflix stuff that they've had, some stuff that actually has to do with spooky Halloween-y type things, supernatural things, vampires, and have come up a lot. They're here a little bit again. We watched a movie called, a TV show called Trese, which is an anime-influenced Filipino series that, I'll be honest, I'm kind of hooked. I don't know about anybody else.
I like this.
I watched the whole thing.
I tried to, but I had like a 12-hour workday today, so that didn't work out.
Yeah.
I heard about this a couple years ago, because I think it came out like 2019 or something like that, but I never got around to watching it. But I heard it's based off of a graphic novel of the same name, and yeah, it's definitely very Filipino-esque. I think it takes place in the Philippines, and they even have a separate Philippine dub if you wanna partake in its native tongue.
Yeah, set in Manila. It came out in 2021.
Oh, never mind. I was way off.
Not that far off. I mean, honestly,
2 years.
You know.
2 years.
Okay, but 2020 lasted like 5 years.
That's true. That's definitely true. We've definitely all aged quite a bit since 2020.
The time dilation really does exist in this universe.
We checked this out. It's a supernatural animated series about a detective. They don't say the word detective really, but I mean, she's a detective named Alexandra Trese, who lives in Manila, and her job or duty or inherited role, some kind of thing, is to be a investigator, detective type person for supernatural crimes. And the things going on where you're having the overlap between the human world and the supernatural world of the Aswang. Aswang? I know I'm going to butcher a lot of words today. It's not going to be good. It's
them and a bunch of other different tribes, because they all have different names, I believe.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken,
her
Aswang
job
is...
isn't...
Go ahead.
Like a type of vampire.
Well, it's actually an umbrella term for, like, the undead. It includes, like, vampires, ghouls, ghosts, even, like, werewolves and stuff like that. So it's kind of just an umbrella supernatural term. And there's various types of people. We got beast people. We got elemental people. We got, your classic vampires and gremlins and all sorts of other fun stuff. But it's all, like, based on Filipino mythology, which I'm not super familiar with. And at this point is really interesting me a lot. So... yeah, and we're following a couple different cases that, though, they keep bringing up the fact that a storm's a-coming. And, big bad stuff is probably going to happen as the series goes. I was only able to watch the first 3. I'm going to watch the rest of this, so nobody spoil anything, but,
Of course.
Yeah, so out the gate, trying to think here. So they dealt with a ghost being murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Second episode. What was the second episode? That was they had kind of like 2 things going. Yeah, there was the race going on, and they started doing flashbacks to what happened with Alexandra. I don't know if they call her Alex at all. I think it's just Trese. We'll call her Trese. Name of the show. Her dad was the former liaison. What's the word? Sorry, hang on. What was Lacan? Yeah, and yeah, they were dealing with someone was trying to summon a war god to wreak some havoc, and they're dealing with all of that. Which is kind of a sort of a secondary flashback plot that I guess is going on. So. Yeah, they're dealing with a couple different things.
Explaining where her brothers came from, really.
Yeah. She's got 2 bodyguards who are demigods, sons of the war god, who I guess like every Lacan gets a pair of very loyal bodyguards. She gets demigods, her dad had werewolves. Everyone's got a theme. It's fun stuff. I mean, out the gate, I probably wouldn't call this like your traditional fun series, but it is very, very cool and interesting, and it definitely catches you, at least in my opinion. I miss anything plot-wise? Oh, the thing about the actress
Episode
being...
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The actress getting stalked by some monster, and yeah, I don't want to go into if you haven't watched it yet. It's pretty gruesome, but also kind of cool. I don't know. They do some stuff, man. I don't know. We might be able to talk about it when we get into some of the more monstrous kind of things here, but really interesting show. What were you guys like? Overall, what caught you the most?
I think for me it was kind of just the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all sort of know by now that like supernatural horror and just supernatural things in general are just kind of a thing I like in media that I consume.
Mm-hmm.
So this was just, and maybe it's like I'm in the proper mood for something like this, but I generally enjoyed it. It kind of gave me like early supernatural vibes, but you know, like a little bit different because we're in a sort of different environment. Also, generally like the lack of a romantic subplot with this one. That was nice. So, because I kind of hate it when it sort of feels forced, but this one didn't have anything like that. So,
yeah,
I kind of appreciated that.
The bodyguards kind of remind me of Sam and Dean a little bit.
A little bit.
It's like if the Winchesters were bodyguards for John Constantine.
No, that's a fanfic right there.
It's a show now.
Well, I'm just saying like, the actual Sam and Dean with John Constantine. That would be
so much
I'm sure
drinking.
Dean would absolutely love that.
Or we'd be really annoyed. Could go either way.
Yeah.
It almost kind of reminds me of you mentioned Supernatural. It almost kind of reminded me of a almost weekly police procedural type of show. Just, different cases each week. And it's not really focused so much on the characters and them trying to put together the mysteries and having confidants and people on the scene that they can talk to, like that little sewer troll gremlin thing, whatever it's called. And
Nuno?
But then you slowly learn more about the characters throughout the season, like you do in a lot of cop shows, like through flashbacks or people telling you about their past and stuff like that. So that's kind of what it reminded me of. I used to watch a lot of cop and lawyer shows with my parents growing up, so I kind of got that vibe from it.
Yeah, speaking of cop shows, we have a famous American cop show person doing the voice of Anton Trese in the flashbacks. That's Carlos. I know I'm going to say it wrong.
Mr. Crocker.
Well, it's Mr. Crocker. I was going to say it's Deputy James Garcia from Reno 911. That was gonna be my cop reference. But he's also Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life, Spyro the Dragon. He's so much goddamn stuff on his IMDb. He's Scooter from SpongeBob. Oh! What the hell? Where do those come from him? He's really good.
He's got the range.
He's also
range. I told you, the guy's got range.
He's also from the Fairly Odd Parents, Dinkelberg.
Morning, Turner.
Dinkelberg.
And Juanissimo Magnifico.
That doesn't surprise me.
Did anyone watch Mucha Lucha?
Yes.
He's Ricochet.
Oh, okay.
And he's also Grandpappy from El Tigre, the other Mexican show.
Okay.
He's Laszlo from Camp Laszlo. I'm just like, let's just read off this guy's entire thing.
Oh, I remember Camp Laszlo. That was a trip.
He's just one of those guys who, like, you don't think about until, like, you realize he was, like, in every one of the shows of your childhood.
Sounds about right.
Oh, he was also the dog from The Life and Times of Juniper Lee, which kind of reminds me of this show a little bit, of, like, the inherited spirit detective kind of situation.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, we should jump off this. Yeah, check out this guy's IMDb and check out his shows. It's good. But we should kind of get back to the show itself. What did we think of Trese?
Wait.
Whoa,
honestly?
what? Yes, I'm waiting.
Cece, Kozi, your turn.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where I'm going with this, but it kind of reminded me of Cyber 6 for some reason. Maybe
It's
just
the trench coat.
the dark art style. Maybe I just liked the show in the same way.
Dark
But
art
I feel like
style,
it's-
kind of an independent, like, foreign comic, female presenting superhero-esque vibes. Yeah, no,
I feel like
I'm
it's a
100% with you.
progression. If you liked Cyber 6, you'll probably also enjoy this one.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm going to be real with you here. I want a Cyber 6 reboot in this style.
Yeah.
Be fucking amazing. Netflix,
Honestly,
get on it.
Art style kind of reminds me a bit of the Young Justice sort of art style
Okay.
a little bit, like the newer superhero ones.
I watched this with Yin. I said exactly that, and they said, no, it looks like Scooby-Doo. And I'm like, are you high right now, and can I get some?
It doesn't remind me a lot of like recent iterations of Scooby-Doo, but it reminds me of at least maybe more Mystery Inc. Not Mystery Inc. What's New? A little bit in some of those movies.
I don't entirely agree. I think the especially with the shading and a bunch of other stuff, it feels a lot sharper.
Oh yeah, no. That's why I was thinking like honestly I was thinking Justice League, but then I was like, no, Young Justice. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Look and see, because it was actually animated in Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that for a lot of in-between animations, a lot of American companies do send out stuff to other countries to do the actual like movement and stuff for a lot of stuff. So I don't know if there'd be some overlap with that, but I might try to look into that real quick. You guys keep talking a little bit.
Okay. So since Yin isn't here, they were wrong. You have to be here to defend your point.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. I really liked just the character interactions, less the vibe of the show and more just how everyone played off of each other.
Okay. That's fair.
Although, looking into it, it does say it was very inspired by Batman, and originally her dad was supposed to be the leading character.
Makes sense.
I definitely can see that, yeah.
Really thought you were gonna say her dad was Batman.
Yes, her dad was Batman.
Okay, let's just throw this out there. Would you guys not want to watch a movie, Filipino Batman?
I'd watch it.
I'd watch
Sometimes those knockoff like foreign movies that are like that, they're really entertaining.
Maybe one day in the future we'll watch Japanese Spider-Man pulling up the Tommy gun and everything.
Yeah, honestly, I would watch that show. I'm trying to find. This was made by a company called Base Entertainment. I'm not finding a whole lot as far as animation and stuff goes.
So the animation was done by Tiger Animation from South Korea and Lex Plus Otis from the United States.
Okay.
Base was just the company that produced it. That's the company from Singapore.
Okay. Lex and Otis, what have they done? Oh, well, they've worked with Warner Brothers Animation.
Oh, well, there you go.
If they worked on Young Justice and you and me called this. Hang on. I'm on their website.
Do it.
What do you got? It's not showing that. What was the Korean one?
The Korean one was Tiger Animation.
I believe Tiger worked on a lot of other Netflix shows, so...
I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of... Yeah. Go ahead.
The art style definitely reminds me of a lot of Netflix anime, in quotation mark, shows that have aired. Like, it's not, part of the new Castlevania style of shows, but I've definitely seen trailers.
Incorrect, because Tiger Animation did both Castlevanias.
Oh,
never mind.
Dang.
So maybe that's where the style looked familiar.
Dude, they also did Black Dynamite. Have you guys seen Black Dynamite?
No.
Oh, we gotta watch Black Dynamite. They also did Justice League Dark, so you're getting a little bit of that DC stuff.
It looks like
Ben
Young
10.
Justice.
Really?
Yeah, and I think we established this during Castlevania. I think they were the other studio that was originally working on Castlevania. They just switched their name.
They worked on Avatar Season 3.
So it looks like Young Justice. The overseas studio for Korea was MOI Animation and Lotto.
Yeah.
For the key.
Yeah, that is what Tiger used to be.
That being said, they've done a lot of they've worked with these guys a lot, because I'm seeing a lot of the animated movies on here.
I will say, you can definitely tell where a lot of the budget for the animation went.
Yeah.
I feel like out of impressive scenes, there were only like 2 or 3 where it was like really fluid and not very janky. Which, maybe it was janky because it was trying to look more like the comic.
Dude, we gotta go back and look at some more Tiger Animation stuff. They done Boondocks, they did Spectacular Spider-Man, Sonic X, Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited. Fucking X-Men Evolution. Men in Black, Spawn. Fucking hell. These guys my new animation
just went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I definitely have.
For the second time, apparently.
Yeah, we went over this with Nocturne.
I don't think we went as in-depth with Nocturne.
I sat here and read off the list.
Well, then I didn't pick up on it. Anywho, enough about all that. It looks amazing. We can definitely say that. Lore is fun. What did you guys... I'm trying to think of what to talk about here. It's not gonna lead me down spoiler holes too much. Because I do think people should watch this. I would love to see this get a second season, but being that it's like Netflix and it's going to be one of those like, well, if, it all comes out at once and then people don't care about it in a month because they've already watched it all in a week, it's like, are they going to continue it? And you usually see people not continue them.
I will say, even if they wanted to continue it, I think they wrote themselves into a corner.
Did you guys watch the whole thing?
These 6 episodes, with how they end, feel very concise. Like, I don't really think there's much room for expansion with how they ended it.
I don't know how Chibi feels, but that last episode, they really dropped the fucking ball, so I do not see it getting continued.
Yeah,
I'm scared, but intrigued.
They were building up to this really epic conclusion, and I was admittedly somewhat underwhelmed. I'm glad I watched all of it because, I enjoyed pretty much everything up until that end point.
They tried to cram too much into there, I think because they were afraid it wasn't going to get renewed.
Yeah.
But all it did was muddy the waters. They left so much unanswered and really kind of went back on things they had already established at that point.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the final 3 episodes either. Do you think then even if they would have done 2 more episodes, that would have helped out?
I think 2 more might have helped put it together a bit more, but still, I don't think they could have made more.
I also, the reason I was silent there is because I was checking, what the general kind of plot of the comics were, and that final episode is not anywhere in the comics. They did that all off of their own and changed the actual plot of the series with it, so...
So they did an anime original ending.
Yeah. Honestly, if nothing else, at least with how it ended, I kind of just want to go check out the comics now.
Yeah, no, the comic sounds much more interesting and better written.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think last time I was at Barnes & Noble, I might have seen, maybe I was hallucinating, but I'm pretty sure I saw Trese on the shelves while I was looking through the graphic novels.
It looks like they have 13, 9 collections. They're called, the issues I guess are called cases. There's at least 13 of them.
There should be 13 and only 13. That's hilarious.
Well, but there's some other side stuff, but at least the Wikipedia is saying that it ran from 2005 to present, so they might still be publishing.
Trese means 13.
Yee. Trese.
So it should be 13. Yep. You got it.
In Spanish.
Do something else, but don't count it in that number.
Why 13, though?
It's an unlucky number.
If it's the sixth child of the sixth child.
Yeah, I know.
At the intersection of Ballet and 13th Street.
13th Street, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Unlucky numbers in that. I mean, it's also their last name, so.
Yeah. But they took what's supposed to be the end of the first case and tried to make it the end of the entire series, so it just doesn't work, in my opinion. Like, it's gonna be disappointing. I don't think there's a way around that.
Trese's plot, world building, and characters have garnered comparisons with American comics such as Hellblazer and Planetary Wall. Constantine was an inspiration. Excellent.
So, favorite characters.
Favorite characters.
They do have it at Barnes & Noble.
Nice. We're gonna have to pick it up. Favorite characters. Little bit hard to say. Because I think everyone does really well in the roles that they're given. We'll get into acting maybe a little bit later.
I already forgot his name, the sewer gremlin thing.
Nuno! Yeah, as soon as Nuno came on, I'm like, that's it. That's my spirit animal right there.
You just love a sewer goblin?
Yes. Who, like, begs for treats?
Give me treats, I will give you information.
What a fucking mood.
Yeah.
Nuno in that last episode, though.
That doesn't happen in the series, apparently.
Well, that's good.
That was all Netflix.
I
Doesn't
hate
count.
Netflix
Not
for
canon.
that.
Yeah, no, like, I think episode 4 is where I'm like, I swear to fucking God.
Okay. Well, I'll probably get there soon. I'll know what you're talking about soon, but not now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think my favorites are probably... I don't know if I have a favorite. I think Trese's good where she is. She's fun. I find her line reads a little bit wooden, but I can get past it a little bit because I think that's just the style of detective kind of thing that they're going for. I like the brothers. They're fun. I like the police captain. He seems cool. He's a bit like Bobby from Supernatural.
He's also the only detective apparently in that city, apparently, because he gets called to every single case.
I'm wondering if they're just in their precinct, so he's always just on that one duty.
They are just in his precinct.
Yeah.
What if it's the 13th precinct?
It is not. It was like the 4th, I think?
No, he was complaining about the
precinct.
4th. He was complaining about the 4th, so that's a different one.
They might be number 6.
Well, number 6 is an entirely different
Number
handle.
6?
Yeah, I think most of the recurring cast is pretty good. And the little ones who come up every now and then are, like, the side characters are fun as well. There was the one guy, the horseman, the driver,
Yes.
Malixi. That's Jason Mendoza from The Good Place, so I'm happy to see that guy getting work. And that electric guy that was episode 2, right?
Electro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that attacked them. That was Dante Bosco.
Ah,
That's nuts.
Yeah, there was a bunch of famous guest stars in the show.
It seems like they tried to have more culturally relevant actors playing the roles.
Yeah.
And then Steve Bloom is the god of war.
Because, I mean,
So
why
culturally relevant.
Hey guys, Nuno is Foop
Foop?
from Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents? That's funny.
That's
Yeah.
great.
The duality of man.
You're a baby fairy. You're a sewer goblin.
I mean, that is
both.
basically what Foop. That is basically what Foop was.
Yeah.
That was the evil one, right?
It was the anti-fairy version of Foop.
Yeah,
Oh,
Poof,
right.
yeah.
Poof was the good one.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Yeah.
I hear it.
Foop was the one with the monocle.
All right, Poof was Tara Strong, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
For
I
a
only
second I
watched
was
a
like,
few
oh, he's the
episodes
good-
of
yeah.
Modern Fairly Odd Parents, but yeah, I do remember seeing Foop in a few episodes because they
Also-
literally
the
literally
mustache
wrote-
goatee combo.
they literally wrote Foop because they realized, shit, because a new fairy's born, we need to have a new anti-fairy version of it to have balance in the universe. So Foop literally just spontaneously came out. So yeah, not to divulge into
It's
Fairly
still
Odd Parents.
the duality of man.
Yes.
You're either an evil fairy or a helpful sewer goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nuno's turning into all our spirit animals at this point.
I liked the brothers.
Yeah.
I liked, I think, Basio a little more.
Was he the happy one or the sad one?
The one with the long hair.
I think that's the happy one.
Yeah, I could not tell,
think so.
honestly. Although Cece did say it was pretty weird she pimped her brothers out because they were raised to be like her brothers.
Yeah.
Which is really weird when you think sixth child of the sixth child, where are all of the other children?
Yeah, where are the other children?
We do not see them throughout the end.
I'm
We
assuming
see
they're
brief glimpses of them.
Yeah, I think
Like-
they were the boys at the tree. Cannot confirm that, but
They never
the boys
say.
of the tree, but also there's a part in like when we're an episode
yeah,
like
you get like
5
that
or
very
6.
brief flashback.
Yeah, and there's like two sets of kids, another set of 2 kids, and then those are like the
Babies.
4 brothers.
Yeah.
So we never get to see them elsewhere.
Yeah,
Where they
so
went,
it does.
we don't know.
It does say she has 4 brothers and a grandfather who are involved in the comic series. So I think
Okay.
that's who was at the tree.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That helps.
I don't know what that means.
The show is just like, hey, they're all adults. They're not in each other's lives that much. They're doing their own thing.
I mean, that's fair.
Like, my siblings all live in different states. I don't know what they're up to regularly.
Who the fuck is Hank? Who knows? Hank is just there.
Hank is just a friend. I don't know.
Hank
I feel
was
like I
really
would like.
trying to get some fuck in episode 3.
Yeah,
I mean, shoot your
Yeah.
shot until you find out that they're a psycho.
true.
He might have
Yeah,
still
I mean,
gone
I
for it.
No, I mean, I guess we could spoil the ending of episode 3 since we all saw it, but
Yeah.
I was happy that the bitch died. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
When-
Very
when it's
yeah.
curious what a familiar is to the Among Paso.
I
Because
don't...
I was trying to think of it in like, oh, they like summon them, like how you think of familiars in at least English.
Yeah.
But that is not the case, we find out.
Yeah, I think it might just be like you, like they are your patron.
Yeah, I was thinking like a
I think
warlock.
it's more like a benefactor style thing.
Yeah.
That was at least the vibe that I got, and maybe it's just like they were trying to find a word that was similar to English, and they just chose familiar, but in Tagalog they don't have something that's like really synonymous with it.
Yeah. Cece was like, why did they just keep randomly like using the actual like Tagalog language for like the spells and stuff? I'm like, well,
Well, interesting thing.
You
The
did.
Philippines
yeah, you did.
the Philippines actually has
Um,
2 official languages. English is one of them. So it actually is
Yeah.
possible that a lot of these people could be just speaking English and switch between like
Yeah. You kept
Filipino
asking why
now.
they didn't translate it.
Oh, yes, why they didn't...
So
Translate the spells and stuff.
The subtitles, yeah.
I can answer
Because
that.
it wouldn't have like a translation.
Exactly. Just like how in Supernatural they don't translate Latin.
but also it's
But
one
I
of
had
those,
looked it up and there were translations.
so
And it was like about what you would expect from a spell.
So, to go along with that, it's kind of like if you're ever reading a book, kind of like how they'll like mix in words from another language into English, and it's like for context and things, just to like give it some flavor. That's
Okay,
usually what
Cece
I
did
think
just
of with it.
clarify. She was specifically talking about like the subtitles to let
Yeah.
us know what they were saying.
Yeah. I meant like, why didn't they translate the subtitles?
Oh, I mean, honestly, I didn't really care. It sounds a lot cooler in Tagalog anyway.
Yeah.
Well, because they had Tagalog like randomly kind of like interspersed throughout as they were speaking to each other.
Yeah,
Right.
they translated that.
Yeah, they
But the spells, they didn't.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I didn't really care, mostly because I just didn't really think about it. But also, it's like it gives it kind of that cultural flavor a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like it kept it more authentic, honestly.
I don't need to know what they're saying.
I mean, you know what they're saying. She's
I know
casting
what's
a spell.
happening.
Yeah. I don't need to know what the Latin is when you exorcise a demon. I just know you're speaking Latin, and that's how you get rid of demons.
I don't know what the Latin is.
You know what the Latin is?
No, I want to.
I don't need to know. Just get me an old priest, a young priest, and then, some pea soup.
This isn't The Exorcist.
It could be. They did some exorcisms. No, wait. No, they didn't.
Kinda did, at the very end.
A little bit.
Okay, well, I don't need to know about that yet. Probably talk later. But, for now. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else to talk about. Well, you ever notice we always, seem to run out of things to talk about when we like a show? But whenever we don't like a show, it's like, hey, we're going to spend 3 hours just bashing this thing.
Well,
I mean,
because
that's
there are things we can, talk about why we didn't like them.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to, discuss things that, you feel could have been done better, rather than stuff that's already done fairly well. The only thing that could have been done better was that ending.
And we can't talk
Can't
about
talk about that.
Yeah.
Sorry. If I had to work less today, I would have caught up. But we couldn't spoil it for Envy. So, we're both in the same
Yeah.
boat. I think my only complaint at this current junction, having seen half the series, is that I think, again, the line reads for Trese are a little wooden, but it's a nitpick, honestly, because the majority of this is done really, really well. Animation, sound, all of it. Really
And
good production. Stories.
The other
catching
thing
me.
could be is we may think it's weird line reads, but maybe because it is a multilingual country, slang and stuff does tend to be more in the Tagalog versus the English.
I just meant the actress's line reads were a little flat to me. Everyone else seemed to have some inflection and a little bit more personality in their voice.
Yeah, to me that I agree with you, but it was more because she read the full sentences out. There was no conjunctions or anything to shorten it. It was fully grammatically correct English.
So it's a really formal type of speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is not something we generally hear spoken aloud.
She's a little awkward.
You know what? Given her background and what she does for a living, I could see her being awkward. Yeah, you know what? I'll take that.
Because you would notice it's not as bad when she's young. Her younger self did not have the issue.
Yeah, so the younger person, I think, was also voiced by someone else.
Yeah.
So different voice actress,
I
probably
didn't-
different experience of voicing characters.
Yeah, I didn't notice with the younger one as much, so I don't know. We'll I don't know. I have no way of figuring out what to do with that.
Oh, sorry. I was just reading the little bits about the English dub voice person for Trese. Because I guess there was dialect coaching, for via Zoom.
Yeah, I
For
mean, that's good that
all of that.
they did that.
I think she was probably just going, and I'm reading from the Wikipedia article, on her part described her role in the English dub as super fun but intense. So I think maybe she was going something a little bit more like that, trying for intense. But, I don't know.
You know what? I will raise a little nitpick. I wish we would have gotten maybe not huge soliloquies, but just a little more information about what things were and their relevance.
A little bit more context.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
I do kind of wonder if that's...
It's kind of going off the assumption you already have a baseline knowledge of what these mythical supernatural beings are.
I mean, this was a comic, a Filipino
Yeah.
comic for the Philippines amongst, that was probably going to be mostly circulated amongst people who might already have a general knowledge of this kind of thing. And we're just kind of coming at it from we know nothing. So.
Well, even then, I feel like maybe the comics cover this a little bit better and can give us more context.
Yeah, because
Whereas,
like the comics can put it in like a side note or something.
Yeah, and
That's
even then, the show is there. Maybe they assume that people who are watching the show have already read them.
That's possible as well. Or you have someone like me who's looking for Halloween stuff and is like, oh, this looks cool. Turns out it was cool. Mostly coming out of this, I think I just want more. I do want to finish the season. I guess I'll have to reserve judgment on whether like I want to see more as far as second season would go. But like I might be interested in the comics. It's reigniting my interest in Cyber 6 again. Might have to go looking for those like translations of the comics, or I need to get better at Spanish.
I'm kind of glad this was the last one for like this month. Like it was a good one to wrap it out on.
Honestly, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to say? We want to talk yays or no? I feel like I know what we're all saying, but we might as well say them. Anything else before we do that?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm a yay. If you couldn't tell.
I am a yay for the first 3, and then I am a light yay for it overall, mostly just because of the ending.
Yeah, I mean, for right now, based on the first 3 episodes, I'm kind of a light yay, but I am kind of worried about the ending now, but I've seen that ending before, so we'll just have to wait and see.
I'm right there with you, man. They got me anxious.
Yeah, I'll give it a yay. I really liked it, and we can just ignore the ending. Voltron taught us that.
Game of Thrones also
very
taught us
true.
that.
Yes.
At the same time.
I'm
Uh-huh.
also a yay. It definitely is good enough that because I don't like the ending, I am very interested in delving further into the series.
It's definitely worth a watch, even if the ending sucks.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
who directed that last episode? Because we'll just blame them.
It's
Lauren. There was a different director like every episode.
J. Olivia.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe don't blame the director, blame the writers.
So J. Olivia did episodes 1 and 6.
Okay.
The writer for episode 6 also did episode 2.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
Fuck
Zig
Jay.
Marasegan and J. Olivia. And J. Olivia... Director. Was he also producer? I'm trying to like look around a little bit.
Because even if the writing was bad, like that episode was a mess. Like it's bad. It's bad all around.
Okay. Seems like this is still a pretty big recommendation, and you might as well watch it, because you know why?
Yes.
Because it's basically anime. Speaking of being basically anime, that's actually one of the reasons that I wanted to do this one last, because for the rest of the year, we're gonna be watching basically anime. It's not gonna be anime, but it's gonna be anime adjacent. Things that were definitely inspired by anime and manga. Stuff that, like, you know, the usual things that you'll probably think of. But we're actually going to start in a bit of a weird spot, but I brought this one up before. I want to watch it again, and I want, like we can all take a look at it one more time. There was an Italian
Pacific
comic
Rim?
this time. No, yes, we already watched Pacific Rim. We're good. It's basically anime. It's amazing. But there was an Italian comic book about magical girls that was turned into was it a Canadian show? I can't remember for sure.
Oh, this is Winx.
It's not Winx. It's not fucking Winx, my friend. We already watched that a very long time
again.
ago. Hang on, no, it was made in France. Was it made in France? I gotta check. It's called Witch. And
It
it's
was
better
German.
than
Also Italian?
No,
It's
it was
German.
It's Italian.
It is?
It's an Italian comic. And then it became a TV show that was made by France and the United States. In English, ABC, Family, Toon Disney stuff.
So,
Man, but you know what?
Are Witch and Winx like the same people? Damn.
No, they're not
No.
the same thing. We,
Not.
you know what? We will
No,
decide.
by the same people.
Oh.
I do
probably
not
same
believe
studio.
Same trajectory.
so. Okay, you know what? I think we're gonna have to get into this next week, but we're probably gonna have some opinions go back and forth. But yeah, so Magical Girl,
Oh, yes.
basically anime. Next week, come watch Witch, and we'll see you guys then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series, Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!